Abusia ha Pinaxtv and fancy akese e ma hwefo hwe e platform we eso ensem bebre na ekoso e wo man Ghana mu a yagebre edi mu ntwemu eni amane bo bra hwefo and I mean we say one of the issues are agentre high e wo Ghana ha that a lot of people were interested in it so much e nanu ada Russia ni abrante ensem a na etwegu a chese ye chema abrante na bagana na emma sebe onye omadi nhia no wode wo mo a video abetoto mbonten so ene ade abante no update a eba echemu se Ghana yempelinfo led by the communications minister Yera Sam George ede animu ama abante no sabre omo ede ne ho nsem abeto mbonten so enti Sam George ede abeto dwa se eyade awo no together with the minister of gender Mame Agnes omo akwakopie mu ewo the ambassador to Ghana, Russian ambassador to Ghana omakopie mu ewo the officer omo ekodi nkomo efa the fact say omo pese omo extradite abrante no efi Russia mani be pie mu wo Ghana na omo etimi etoto nensem no eho na omo edi ensem nechi ehwe baby ansem ne betimi akwakodru say betimi dina bagana na sebe atentere ne aye adwuma edi ama emaya wo mo ho ekobo adwa ewo ensem we emu na emu enchemu no na Yera Sam George edi abetudwa otwemu say wo mo ekoye no ambassador Russian ambassador to Ghana wama yenya ye ho ntiase se womo extradite abrante ne eba Ghana enya de ebetimi ayeyi now yen hwe semu Sam George ede ebeto monten so o say this morning together with my honorable colleague Namomo Latte PhD minister for gender children and social protection we engaged the Russian ambassador to Ghana. We had very fruitful deliberations where we presented information available to us with relation to Vladislav Louis Klov, the Russian national who is alleged to have engaged in non-consensual recordings of ladies. My colleague and I reiterate our commitment to using all legal means at our disposal to ensure that Section 6(7) of the Cyber Security Act 2020 Act 1038 is upheld and the protections of Ghanaian citizens are enforced at all times. Inti way ene semwa Yera Sam George ede ebetudwa wache semnimu efa de siye ni nyina ehu yenkotie ni mu.
We had a mutual, let's be clear, even if and the ambassador made that point that even if we had signed the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, the MLAT, with Russia, even if we had a mutual, let's be clear, even if we, and the ambassador made that point that even if we had signed the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, the MLAT, with Russia, the Russian constitution supersedes any such treaty. And the Russian constitution is clear. Russia will not extradite any of its citizens for prosecution. But you see, there are far-reaching consequences to the steps we are taking. If the gentleman is not extradited because of the provisions of the Russian constitution, what we have done and what we will conclusively do by working through Interpol to get the international arrest warrant is that we will confine him to the prisons of Russia. Because as soon as he steps outside of Russia into any other country, he'll be picked up to serve the sentence. And so what you've done is you've saved potential future victims by their proactiveness. So for those who say, oh, because there's no MLAT and there's no extradition, leave it and don't act. No, you empower individuals who are like-minded to come after potential victims. As a state, as a government, we have a responsibility to protect our own. And that's what Russia is protecting its own by refusing or by enshrining that no citizen is extradited. What is Ghana doing for its own? It is to ensure that anyone who abuses our privacy laws, as enshrined in the CSA Act, will face the full rigors of the law.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Abishan, Yera Sam George and Sema or the Etujani Kuti. Chris, can you lend us more on what is happening with Sam George this year?
Yes, so Honorable Sam George and December 2 actually, they kind of
on our screens, the details of the Russian guy in our Ghana here. Obedi said you might Ghana for more pictures or more videos any day. So that is what we have on our screens. We the passport and that screens. So the details and everything has been fished out by the communications minister or the team. Any identity. I know the more any Russian ambassador we could do say. Omo hese abranti and name obedi wo ha say etia ye Ghana ha ye mra. Enti no omo hese omo betimi aye an extradition, no start extradition process bi ama abranti na be piem e wo Ghana ha say na mra bi e wo a wo say ye de ebono. But according to honorable Sam George, yes. Russian ambassador need to him say according to our constitution Maho quite so be extradite a citizen from Russia back to Ghana. Say wabedi boni bi wo hanti or say they twa so. Enti a lot of people were bashing honorable Sam George because somebody can be to dwane tire mu na say o metimi aya ma ye di abrante na sa back to Ghana am o medi na say a lot of people were happy. People who were sympathizing with the ladies, they were happy. But then Kamia said he placed the cat in front of the horse. And my people were talking, said you should have made all your research to know, said the constitution of Russia won't allow them to do or go along with the high extradition process. First of all, the release or the by a night or more any or Eddie, but granting any information about ambassador and a second video is also explaining the fact say see any there enya de say ebetimi aye say omo e dey abranteman PM according to the Russian ambassador. But then the updates they said they are still trying to find ways and means omo the abranteman PM and no yet through Interpol.
Okay.
You understand? So once the guy is in the confines of Russia, the BNU ebetimi the abranteman PM Ghana unless he goes out of Russia and through a Interpol. Now they want to person mental red list. So the baby are finding himself outside Russia.
Okay, so that means as for the extradition,
extradition Russia for authorities the but according to Russian ambassador, Enyadia or more peninsula or addition Ghana, so a baby body one.
Okay.
Yes.
But he's talking about the Interpol, the red Interpol, say you be almost the Interpol better than Sony Adien, and he pushing it out, And yet say a basic a crime for moving out of Russia because when him say or that wanted and
so you see that is some of the problems are almost any honorable subject. So we have this on our screens. The Russian ambassador made it clear that their constitution supersedes any extradition treaty. So Russia will not extradite its citizen. Where Sam George, communications minister, and video they want to sign a treaty with the Russian government. Do you understand? They want to sign a treaty with the Russian government so that treaty will help bring a branch order squeeze usually back to Ghana. But then they are saying there is nothing in their constitution that say they can go into a treaty with another sovereign government and as another sovereign country just because they want to extradite their own citizen to that country. Say
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the screen says a press release from the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation. Also, given the cross-border nature of the case, government has activated diplomatic and international law enforcement cooperation, including engagement with Interpol and relevant security agencies. They said they are trying so hard. Say Omo Edi Abante Russiani Ebeto Interpol. So said the ministers reaffirm that while Ghana respects the sovereign legal processes of the Russian Federation, government remains resolute in its constitutional duty to protect its citizens and will pursue all lawful avenues to ensure justice. And not just say Russia for ebema extradition na baso mane baso omo so mbe o mafemu de bia say abrante no ombetimi de na bagana na omo atwe na so said it. Say in response, the Russian ambassador acknowledged receipt of the formal brief and confirmed that the information would be transmitted to authorities in Moscow He noted that while there is no extradition treaty between Ghana and Russia, the alleged conduct would also be considered criminal under Russian law and assured Ghana of continued diplomatic cooperation. Also, in his response, the Russian ambassador acknowledged receipt of the formal brief and confirmed that the information will be transmitted to authorities in Moscow. He noted that while there is no extradition treaty between Ghana and Russia, the alleged conduct will be considered criminal under Russian law and assured Ghana of continued diplomatic cooperation. So, much more crowded, or one year to say the abandoned wayem from so entin krata omodiabano. Womo edba kopie mu ewo eye Russia mu animu Moscow to be precise. Now we want to do betimi ayafa ensem no ehwo. So the public is urged to refrain from sharing or distributing the illegal material such actions constitute criminal offences under Ghanaian law. President John Dramani Mahama's government remains committed to safeguarding the dignity, privacy and rights of all citizens and will provide further updates as investigations progress. To victims affected by this act, the Gender, Children and Social Protection Ministry has a victim support desk set up fully equipped with clinical professionals to provide those psychological, emotional support you need. Be assured that all these will be done in confidence. International so much they say there what video ni be ewo ho no enkonko se ni video no ena me wo video na mo video pushi ena fe so mo a sebe ye omo fa sa eye Russia guy ensem no. What they are going to do is that oma set a health desk ebe take charge no ma psychologically ni mentally no womo ebetimi aboa womo na womo nso enya womo sanity back. Do you think this case is going to go far looking at extradition kwaya gbegu Interpol then dey adwuma ya kasa ye de mpo Kenoforia tampo ye nche dey hu ba bi ekofa ye nti dey na tse Russian guy obetimi de na maka.
Well, also before that, no, Honorable Sam George made it clear, sir. Ambassador is telling Ghanaians, sir, and yeah, they say to be a branch of people or and no, a different, yeah. I think I said the very first approach I will try to use. I don't know, as we are speaking now, and no, according to Honorable Sam George, said there is nothing like, say, we are going to a treaty, an extradition treaty with a different country, say, Russia for the military team of Ghana. So the second one, more deploy, and I think so we've talked about this area red and Interpol red.
Is it going to work?
And again, say Abrantiano and a bit Yamana Yeduma. So Interpol say they want to help Ghana. It depends on the guy. Once he moves out from Russia, then they can, I mean, they be either an entry or an exit point here. In this world, that is the only option now. I think they are employing now. We are hoping and also if only Interpol wants to help Ghana with this process.
Okay, but how has the reaction been so far from Ghanaians after this news was broken to them about the extradition failing?
Oh, you see, a lot of Ghanaians were not happy. They said, one, especially NPP communicators, don't know who said, or abiding a Juma also, some of them are Ghanaians expect them to do no more. But then assembly passes here through their communications, not only release about, no the whole Kasaba, 18 I was a kayak, not a so people were citing this with the cocoa and some by. Do you understand? Although guy in the end, people were talking about it, but and gave me a lot of people are talking about people, but then Honorable Sam George or the other 2 years now the attention has been shifted. A lot of people are talking about this. They said a Juma was a binding year, the Ghanaians are expecting them to do a more only some of these things and so it will shift Ghanaians' attention from the key and Yama was a binding year to some of these things. So that is the kind of complaints that people are giving out there.
Okay, so in view of that, the Foreign Affairs Minister, I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering, say, now no, so they know ya found because when it comes to diplomatic relations, I will not any in charge. And the office and so a year in Sembia Betu Mountain, so as you can see on the screens, this is coming from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It says that Russian Ambassador Simon as government of Ghana registers protest over unlawful conduct of a supposed Russian
Yes, this is the release that Foreign Affairs Ministry Accra, 17th February 2026. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirms that the ambassador of the Russian Federation to Ghana, His Excellency Sergei Bednikov, was summoned today, Tuesday, 17th February 2026, on the instruction of the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs over the conduct of a supposed Russian national in unlawfully publishing sexually explicit images of Ghanaian women without their consent. And they summoned him to the Foreign Affairs Ministry. That is the first thing that they did.
Okay.
And the PM of Foreign Affairs Ministry. This is what has happened. And as an ambassador to Ghana has said, diplomatic talks, how best we can resolve some of these things that Ghana has. Also, the objective of the summons was to formally express the strong displeasure of the government of Ghana at the atrocious conduct of the supposed Russian, which clearly violates Ghanaian law, and to seek the cooperation of Russia in pursuing justice. So we have Foreign Affairs Ministry also first approached me, but the Communications Ministry also more high what really happened. But when you see a different approach, they are seeking, said the Russian government will cooperate with the Ghanaian government through the foreign ministries now awaiting execute justice for and Ambassador Sergei Bednikov acknowledged the violation of the privacy and dignity of the victims and the larger cybercrime dimensions, while expressing the willingness of the Russian Federation to cooperate with the Republic of Ghana on the matter in issue. And yes, ambassador to Ghana also call Communications Ministry or Ghana before. PM of Foreign Affairs Ministry also it's a different thing. Making sure say they are willing, said they will, because the Russian Federation will cooperate with the Republic of Ghana on this particular issue. You know, for the very first approach from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I said the Russian ambassador, however, indicated that he is unable to confirm the Russian nationality of the individual at the center of the intimate viral videos, and further disclosed that the purported name making the rounds in the media is not a known Russian name, and rather represents an inappropriate or vulgar expression in the Russian language. It is Slav, then people were saying. According to the ambassador, it is a vulgar word in a Russian language. The objective of the summons was to formally express the strong displeasure of the government of Ghana of the atrocious conduct. Also, the Russian ambassador, however, indicated that that word now it was social media, TikTok, is a vulgar expression in the Russian language. The ambassador highlighted similar activities of the said individual in other countries, which had come to the attention of Russian authorities and was being investigated by Russian experts. We all know that people started talking about Kenya, South Africa, and some other countries. Ambassador Sergei Bednikov has pledged that the embassy in Ghana is willing to share information on the matter to facilitate Ghana's ongoing efforts aimed at apprehending the individual and bringing him to justice within the context of our long-standing bilateral relations, despite the absence of a legally binding extradition treaty. There is no make us a legal treaty signing with Ghana, but then they are finding ways and means Ghana so they can apprehend this person, bring him to Ghana. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs wishes to assure the general public of its commitment to leverage the cordial bilateral relations between Ghana and Russia to explore all international tools and remedies to ensure that justice is secure. Way to all media houses are yes, Pinaxtv and so yes, I can be a
okay, so not just say we are being hopeful that something can be done about this issue.
Yes,
what is coming from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Abusia, so that is about a year Russian abrante ya sabrede wababe ye Ghana for ma sete e wo krodwem hanum se mpanimfo e pese wo motwe na so those people are making it look like Ghanaian women are cheap and all that, you know. Some judge, so according to him, we are taking it from the cybercrime bullying act, not about Ghanaians being cheap, ladies being cheap and all that.
Yes. So on the other side of it, you know, ASL, you are sharing the content of people without their consent. It's not about saying so you be a baby or challenge then you don't get to know about it. Do you understand? But the way in the is the side of say you took videos of them, they didn't know about it. We and once also share on your social media. So that is the issue. Some judge say or pursue for her.
Okay, it was a free a year Russian guy in some way. So they are not just saying one of the major initiative NDC Amanyukune de buyer. It got a lot of people interested in the NDC. No, Operation Recover All Loot. Oral beji dia. It was not meno kase expose sa hoduo led by a year. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa and Nene Nkofo Wakaho Niachiwe. One of the issues they exposed had to do with a national service authority. Chema ghost names are a copy mu a national service authority. Mudi name ashishemu na just sika pudu emu di wo na nipa wakwa ni di ebe PMU no mama gift your worry mama e that screen see eso yi enyina say a filing lawsuit e de tianwa is about 38 million Ghana cedis grand e de abono na ensemo e ba na che say mama gift your worry NSA Meche National Service Authority deputy files motion to stay proceedings in ghost names case. It's why I want to the question as no. Chris, just give us a brief. Where did this start? And some ye bedrew her today to Attorney General. So about be opposite and some way ekoso.
All right, and yes, we'll share on your screens. There has been a counter from the Attorney General's officer. They have also filed an affidavit. They oppose the requester and gives your warrant answer the application of the court to halt the NSS ghost names trial.
Okay.
And this is they kind of said the counter Attorney General now or the court said they are going to seek for a stay of proceedings. Now I don't know which one I said they want to either halt and also suspend any litigation process via or for the NSS case now also.
Okay.
Do you understand? And Attorney General also they are opposing it because one is either they want to delay the proceedings or suspend it, and I also suspend it is either indefinite. And I said, probably they can't tell when they will come back to the case. If they are granted in there, I just say NSS case about for ghost names and not just a better and sound wide or more actual so and Attorney General so open and Massanyamano and Koso Elohonti. AG files affidavit to oppose give to our remains application to a year stay of a year proceedings. It's not, and we still have on our screens
okay, in view of that, you know, there have been a lot of people who more edisubono ebo a year NDC Amanyukuni say Team Oral effective and can yes say ene asemi jegu yenko na yenkuti nsema odituja.
In the MPP for Diska, MPP for Wieska, and MPP for Ya Cromfo, and I give your worry, and a Dubois Henny, and a wine, and a Bedia too, and a wine, Mubu ding like you people were just talking. Was it just talking? Hey, Sankrofe can say when it comes to legal, ye near lawyer for Sene no cray. I'm surprised, say. Ye timiamba power 2 years in ye kwe no be timia ria Ghana sika sani amoka wo mo campaign platform NDC I'm surprised the Attorney General is not doing anything to me. Listen, people, a man for feel say and sika, and there are so many evidence. I actually say Cecilia da Pamoni dear I boni say aso treat me ba eme serve as deterrent magana fo hu se boni ana krono ana corruption enye. That was one of our biggest campaign promises. So be aware di crazy kabia be making sure say ye beji Ghana sika. Eniti na moye bibia ye friend ora. Ene akosi sen eye kasa. Sana mo kasa keke. Ayeni, listen. We will not allow anybody to frustrate this party. No. And this in your beer the opposition here the amount. Nobody owns this party. A Congress party. Yeah? Ye can't tell them someone fast tracking money. Na mwa nyai ni amuye ena cut legal frozen. Hey, ye na ye kokotu. Me manantiko for the past 20 years. Muti minchre ni ye kosu wokotu. Ye nyang kolao. Aden se body no to share ye nimsa abin. Nyamu na mbechre se body to share embin ye nimsa abin ti na ashe. Then ye koso Godfrey Odamiti opposition. O making sure say they be on am court. No person daily at forcing because na juma person ye no. Maza, uni bibi. Momi anhani anye nyoma yi. Mo promise Ghana for say MPP for collapse your mind. Nti mo begi sika na momu. That is the biggest promise. Nye is a ho asem ni yeka o. And a man is about to see the nya no ni yeka o. A man for we are chronisika ye sika. Ya pese ye uso obi na court ye twi na ye sika. That is the bottom line. That is what we want to see. It's not about talking. Yet ya and on back at say energy ministry cable to be for and that's some no sate. You people think we are stupid. We shall see. You better check. Oh, they say wow. I will lie. You better check. Check Cocoa Board. Most MPP for now collapse Cocoa Board. Oma disike o nyina and a Cocoa Board ugu and around the person revamp Cocoa Board. And the MPP for disika and omona washa white. And the year Thanksgiving. And a nipa ko sika kamune yesu. And you wicked NDC. Se nipa bi na di Cocoa Board sika se na na mo kanono. And a normal white year Thanksgiving. And a kuafuo gu nwura mu no mo bread. And you wicked and weak. As people. Se na man no keke na na mo de kasa. Den na ye ni aye. Otimi ye hu. Don Mahama, Attorney General, Sister no, Mr. President. 2 years money ekwe BBNC. You will want to see action. I'm afraid the crony sika. What is happening? Ekuya ni mase. Sika no wine. Nyamu na muso ma diska. Where is the money? Yakweka and a cut proceed. Nyamu nkwana mujina kotu. Mamu fa kasa mi na Ghana fo. Kasa na mo kachuro mo make sure say mo for feeling ya maka. Mwani mo gu ase na mo sorry. No onya hwe me so onya hwe boss. Election me, I campaign papa. You know my face. We brought a whole constituency. The same thing now also here. Obia anya hwe anji obia. Me my constituency we pay good money to win the constituency. Mumu constituency be bia ni ho. Yan transi mamon sailu. Never. NC. Speed up your games, my brother. And Guasieba, Ufa Babia, Yaman Muslim people for Yeska, into your band, then Adana Muguya Numasisa. One year be a man, Yazabon Chrono, Mutue, 1 year, my constituency, be a more say, Begoma Nuasi. Now, more than 1 about where campaign. What I see a train, mobile, some obese, some Muslim be the president. Yeah, train on your baba, Mubu was your, some Baba constituency.
Abusia ensem no eno no na chese team oral aye hu wo madwuma wo mo eye no ene de sansem wenyina aba me no ka say eye be kan say Minister for Government Communications Sierra Felix ofosuko ache enso aba bonte abekasa wo chemu say ensem a ekoso said there is a disappointment in the NDC for failing Ghanaians with respect to arresting the MPP for wo mo edi Ghana sika no. Wachemu say cases bebre wo hono ma wo mu edi echire cases a wo mu di echire ne beye 280 cases a wo mu monitor say de beye a enipa wo mu di sa aboni ni nyina no wo mu di wo mu bekwa kogina court adaka mu na asotwe bi e wo honom no yetimi ede ama wo mu ye bekwa kotie nsem a ye Rafael Sofosuku ache ede etudwa ye ba ye beto aso ede ama.
There are 280 cases. Yeah, investigate this here. 280. We are moving. I have me need for watching. na ye hwehwem ebi kra ye wie ama ye de kwa adu abon kofo mu dina court ebi so ye wie ayaye doctor ye be free band ye o makokot na ebi so hwehwemu no ekoso rohu audit we enye enope na abaye ye ba na before the arrears play see ye de ka 67 billion contractors for nti ye nkotua wo ya ye ho kukumod ho ama da menye kukumod pe Ghana aban nyina ama oswafo a ohweska sem so nyamfo to force eye mu hwehwemu auditor gina ye audit sa audit na wonso so anso aba ni nansa oswafo no de betudwa am wo hu dream na pro ne kankan ne kata se sha before no eye wow sa sem no wasan de akoda atani general ono so eye mu hwehemu atwe nipa na so e de o makokot nti nyame bebre koso but sabi ye ba be mo ye afi ene bosu mienu ni ene ewu mi ifa afi ne bosu me ba ko actually so at must say ebe ye den say ye this hard work ketwa no ebe wie sa na ma nyina but I will shame on say aban penifo no ebo ho modern say kwambias no ommehwe ma obia wa bibia eti amra ebu Ghanafo afaso edi dream afa Ghanafo sika no yetumi atwena so.
That is fellas of Osukuache and Ekuti in Nsema wode etu dwebusia na chese otwema enye se bia wo maye nhwehan en wo mudom nsasha wo mudam fema ye so quiet about the robbery cases and say the mismanagement of funds and the MPP4 no ebi aye nemom they said there are lots of cases wo modi akire over 280 wo monitor na enrepemu no asotwe bia no womo edebema corporates womo ho ebon ewosa ensem ochema it's just a year and a month to say day and womo ababemu so over time all these people will be brought to book now you free fellows for Sukuache ene eye ensensema ekoso with regards to NSS in media na yekwakopie mu ewo eye one of the seasoned journalists or Ghana Krodwem ha amount for any gen ho power when homode I mean she has a lot of history when it comes to journalism yet nana ya abrefo now for some time now no ye sheda entenenka with the media space ni emu and it has gotten a lot of people to ask questions or when he ebisi ya pamone fi onuane ade finally wonu akasa ba bonta betu nenum tu ebusia ask me why ebi che said this one is from grace to grass ebi say grass to grace because me no ka say the then journalist that ye nim so obone ho modern pa e journalism mu no say wadani Uber driver e US enya asem ketwa na there are a lot of conversations about ebi say we should blame the Ghanaian government because right now we are losing all our seasoned journalists and they are all traveling counting from Efia Pokuya Kofia Doma and as I say nana ya brefon so akọ join yenko na yenko tie enchemu a efri ne ho ba ye with regards to why she's in the US now and operating as an Uber driver.
All right, it was here for hi. It's almost like 5 or thereabout here in the States. I'm sure it's about 9 or so in Ghana. And a quick one. And no, I've never told her and told you that I'm in the States and then at the moment me Uber. And I've received a lot of comments to be uploaded. One message was like, "Wa by na ba na we jane na wa betna brocha ba papa ba na we jane." And I think I explained myself that there's a need for me to do something here. That is why I'm here. And somebody was also asking, "Oh, how are you using a visa, tourist visa to do Uber because or Canada want to mean yes sir." I didn't state how and I didn't tell you some the tourist visa Uber. You can't just even do it because they need to do your background check. So you have to put in your social security, you put in your details and they will do a background check on you before they will allow you to even start the work or approve for you to start. And that's what it is. Now, I'll take you on a journey. Obi Bisa, somebody was saying, how is it like there? Because we are about Ghana and the Ghana didn't see Ghana how to sing. Right, so my name said before I even started this work, me fa Uber, me call UK and other places me fa Uber. And when I use Uber, you cannot own food to me fa Uber now see I wait to they take the money there and then. Baby, I will call because when you register, you have to put in your debit or credit card inside Sebeya unya order pay. The better ones I can't babido. And it's a bit different. Ghana will bet me in cash. And in Ghana, I don't even know if you can even pay upfront. I think you can, but maybe you know Ghana no. It didn't give me that option. Here, it doesn't give you the option to even do cash. It's always credit card or debit card. I don't know if there's anything like that, but what I know and what I did, and when I was registering is what I'm telling you. Many other thing that you can state it. And it's not like wako file than wako discount when you because Ghana you negotiate we are who could do now with Chiaka. And Sabia Akoto in Ghana no the order no yet it's not always food. You don't get too much of food order. Most of the time food order they are riders deba. Because some of the companies or restaurants near there, they have riders. But they also have riders who do Uber, DoorDash, and pick up stuff. But what they do is that they give you the order with the amount of money and the distance you're going. Opa no afa. Distance you okay mawa no afa. And you okay mawa, then you do something about it. That's what I know. That's what I'm doing with DoorDash and Uber. Then try a Lyft. And Uber no cry me fenipa because my car na me neska to me toy. Misika so 2015, 2013. I bought something lower. Me use Kia Sportage, which is 2012. So I can only pick food. Me know what I say. My coffee will be a diane. And I'm there for money. And to me do her. I'll just put it there, take a picture. We also have a pin code now or the amount. And I say, you just hit shower or Gia, no, I completely order. That's it. So one day I'll take you on a journey with me the whole day for you to know what I do. So that's what I do. I'm not shy, me ferry, because Charlie, man must work at all costs. And sign your until you must work. And I'm not the type that depend on men. I mean, what am I magic? But I don't sit. I didn't have the opportunity to marry a scaffold. Because so 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And no cry. Ya mean to me po. Me cram one place I yet. And it probably will be difficult for me. So that's what I can do for now. I'm trying to see if I could do other things. But for now, I can't just sit. I have to do some things. And the other and if you bet me a picture video or company be open me promo ma bet me I am or maybe two or restaurants now person me a promo ma I can do it for you, no big deal. And our business be you think you can do it with me, I'm available. My old number now 0244284486 or from WhatsApp. I love you guys. We'll talk again later. Bye.
Abusha, that is a nana ya brefo and na yukuti and chimwa with their bar with regards to the reason why I say ye who know our media space ni more wako piemu US of A. Now before we move on, no, I'm off with a from the look of things. I say the bad economy is gradually pushing away all our able journalists and seasoned journalists in Ghana.
Well, it is happening. Me too, I say also. A cost so be or Ghana. See, now see, I tell you, Ghana Premier League player about and now he was rising. Meeting I can say also as a son in the amount of scope him up, which is a Ghana how to. I'm saying, Umunia Masui, into a man who copy or it is happening. I mean, it'll be that chance. I could be a now, I mean, they will just almost a sound of him. You mentioned so many names. Yeah. Especially one who walk media space or copy more which I see on your mind is on or more as you. And see, a woman who said, you may be anywhere I walk up with your woman is a
okay.
You
get something.
And they are better. And see, no, I'm a copy and I have a copy no so
okay. So that is about Nana Brefo as I be ye who know a ye Ghana no. Baby, I wako akwakopi mu say over the United States of America or yeah Juma as an Uber driver to talk of if you shas nigga and say if you so de beto Johnny etem say wono so akopi mu US or no so Uber. So it's like gradually all our journalists, all our well-known people in the system no you free moon kakra and with the media personalities they put there say Kofi Adoma is out, Efia Pokuya is out, Nanaya Brefo, who is going to be the next person? We want to say gradually all our media personalities are out of Ghana and they are in a different country doing whatever they want to do, but it's quite unfortunate. But just as she's doing so well for herself, for her to leave journalism in Ghana to go and do kind of say Uber in US, you know, not just say in same. I'm sure people wondering why all Ghana and 1 year Uber no na fe or call US mumu ko ye Uber or
well, it will be some way say you don't and I have before Ghana has said or ye Uber. Do you understand?
Okay.
Because people will tend to laugh at her journey through the media space. Media Mekai is a year from a year Adom to a year Angel FM. Or Sapo Yaku PM or the Captain Smart who move or Honma. Now I'm saying, I mean, you who media space, this should be what. See, I have a trouble and things also be able to see or Uber and United States of America. Or number 2, was a lot of people were not happy, everybody in money a day Kasa. People also wanted to find out, say, then you will PM a United States are watching a yes, I mean, it's happening. Ghana, how Bani are doing, and I have referred in hope of demand. A lot of people will be talking.
Okay. Okay. So that is all about Nanaya Brefo and Semwa Ekoso. Yen free Nanaya Brefo and Semwe so na ye kopiemu was and Fufomudia and Che Bia Ebeye Nanansa and Yenreni and a shase agent high social media no so say Ukopiemu ewo Eyeman Probia Abufra Babi Ayera ewo man probi polyclinic nurse will be a Kwakuria Abufra na ye de emo updates eba enra ana ye chemu se Abufra na ye huno ede no akwakoma na wofo but ena mene wo kase woni pa ba kwa wono so ede na no abeto ensem ni mu bie no the first lady of the Republic of Ghana Mame Lodina Mahama wono so aba be kasa ede afa baby ya sebe we are no polyclinic on me some award to join that screens so say I commend Ghana Police Service for their swift and professional response in apprehending the suspect and ensuring the safe return of the baby stolen from Manprobi Polyclinic. It's really someone the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Lodina Mahama Ede Ababetu Jana chese wo Ghana Police abaso say wo matimi agye abofra no ede ama ne mame. Now ni nyina mu no the gender minister Mame Agnes and so ebe kasaye edifa de course so ne wa wochemu say suspect in baby theft was desperate for a child. According to the gender minister ne de wochemu say mame a okọ Manprobi Polyclinic ekoria obi ba no de nti a okoria ba no as we were hearing say na for rituals ebi so okoton abofra ne ni ade no and we say it is none of the above say okoton no koria na say bibisa name according to the gender minister ne de na mame no she was desperate say opeba we yaba then into the desperation of having a child no and no mama me sebe we call Manprobi Polyclinic konum ekofa wo bi ba enye ne ba now many wo kasai abofra na oyira ye no abetodwa se nensa abi wakodi abusiafo nsem nanso abusiafo chemu se wiase ayehu wo moje abofra ne tumu sa akeka dachi da bi wo menso bi a omanya akwantu obi o moje abofra ne betu kwan no na afa ye kwa hwehwehwe emoje mu ni ade ani aka se akwawe enyemode hye na omo ka ne sen enti sabre de wo mo pese wo mo ye DNA to ascertain whether truly abofra no wo mo de hye na oyira ye na akoso mutumi tira oprekopera mo kofa abofra bi a mehye omo nsa me ka nche omo se mo ba na oyira ye no odie ye de na ba enti wo mo kole for DNA yenko na yenko tie nsem a ebusuafo yi wo mo edit to dwa ye ba ye beto aso de amam.
No, you are thinking about the noise here.
So tell me, what are your concerns?
You want to see me as at this moment, the baby is ours, but still I want a DNA tank. Yeah, to confirm what they are giving it is not another man's child. Okay. Yeah.
So who are you?
Me, I am the elder brother to the husband.
So you are not
yes, we want it. Yeah. Because we will do all those things. But now I'm not assured of what is going on. So we need to conduct a DNA test that proves that the kid is ours. Do you understand? You can't just go and bring any kid at all and tell us, this is it, we find him, take him, go home. What if in the next 10 years we want to travel with the kid and things are not matching?
Abusia abrante a woka say papa ye wi ane ba no ni nua be ma prekope na yete ne nsem a wode etudwa wotwem say a DNA has to be conducted to verify whether truly abofra no abofra no mo awone na anase enye ono. In view of that no, the Dansoman Police Command nso aba be kasa e de afa ho omo abetwem kwan omo fa so a wo etimi enya abofra no nsatimi ka no baby okodi ye ne komfa so enya ne nyina no police command for ababe church ensem ni mu yenje bre na yentie entwemu a efi wo mu eho ebai.
On the 17th of February 2026 at about 10 a.m., one Abigail Jukini, accompanied by Henrietta Abe Blessed, reported to the police that an unidentified woman disguised as a nurse and had stolen a newborn baby from the hospital's postnatal ward. The baby's mother, Precious Ankoma, informed the police that she delivered the baby boy on the 14th of February 2026. She stated that a woman dressed in a nurse's peach-colored uniform took the baby under the pretext of administering medication and disappeared thereafter. Police immediately visited the facility, obtained statements, and immediately launched a manhunt for the suspect. This afternoon, it is refreshing to know that today, at about 3:40 this morning, the police arrested a suspect, Latifa Salifu, who is 33 years of age and is a cloth seller here in Accra, at the premises of Kolebu Teaching Hospital, where she was found with a baby suspected to have been the missing child. Suspect claimed that she had delivered at the hospital and was discharged due to lack of beds. However, police investigations at the hospital revealed there was no records to support her claim. The suspect is currently in police custody while the arrangements are underway to place the baby under hospital care for safekeeping, further investigations, and medical attention. On the 17th of February...
This is the report I free the Dansoman Police Command for Eho Eba says wo mo eno mudi animu ema yensa etimika abofreya wo yiraye no na chese wo mo nsem mo de tu dwane se wo bi enete a wo mo na so na chese was an intelligence led oppression ene ma wo mo etimi ensa eso abofra ni mu a wo mo reunite abofra no ene na wo for at that time, because this is quite intriguing. Say obitimi kofo obi badges like that.
Well, it's been happening. It's quite unfortunate. Says I say it's in here. So we here on our screens currently on our screens, Mampudi baby theft. Woman accused of stealing a newborn baby at the Mampudi Polyclinic, identified as 33-year-old mother of two, Latifa Salifu. And people are just, confused. Say, Obi are all mad too that. So people started talking about the fact that my mom said, and you may be ancient than you. So on our screens currently, if you are a film lady, you also saw the poster or the buyer on this particular baby theft about the Polyclinic. Or say, I feel sorry for this alleged baby theft, a baby thief. She's not guilty by reason of insanity. She's not a thief. She is a victim of a psychological sickness and emotional pressure by society that blames, insults, and punish women because their womb cannot carry a child to full term. In her mind, she thought she was justified in taking the baby. She has no idea it was a crime. Send her to Pantai, not jail. Sec society. That is what people are always condemning women because they cannot carry a baby.
Okay.
And ohun say no pressure
And
letting pushy mama no ema no kodi isa adwuma no so mama no meeting
Latifa
Salifu ema no ekodi isa adwuma no de no adwene mu hu say she should be taken to Pantan and I say Accra psychiatry na yenkohwe na adwene mu ye hu say bibia okay a because Obi want to say Obi an identity abasa wedding count two. So per year reports everybody to one. Wedding can Obi with two. Now new husband that we know on the TCC no ontimi enwo ma no ntimi na wose ofa kwan bia so so betimi enya epa ewo ho. Okay. Per year fia kokua ne somebody to dwa no otimi mu ana yese. I mean society no and Latifa Sally for Manabakudi. Sajumaya say aban nsa so ni nemu e ma yafa ni nkoje o mo ko yehwe na adwum because minim per the investigation the best me actually say e bia no crack say na odi akra ne kwakoye me fa say ritual bi ana say okoton no e de amo obi ana say enti after that na dey between we say nipa na adwum fine odi ko fa akra no ana say adwene no say be society pressure on the man be side.
Okay, and so right now, legally, what is the way forward for this lady? Will she face sentence or what? And Sana Yebe called in some way for Ministry of Health.
Oh, definitely. It's only great simpleness of what one year. Not pandemic. I say you heard that and I say investigations. Just said that for person to work on it. Definitely. Now, so it makes me but in some way, and I asked a release from from the Ministry of Health. Also Eddie and some of our tuja. Now, Osha the way a plan it we are free one. I saw one security a woman for people polyclinic was poor. It was poor because the aftermath videos by people were entering the wards, they were taking videos, moving up and down. Some of them were even fighting the police. It was shocking. They said hospital and people are just roaming about. Therefore, people saw be that hospital also be up by the head in night. So Ministry of Health, almost the release about almost the Ministry of Health directs enhanced security measures across health facilities. The Ministry of Health wishes to commend the swift and coordinated response of the Ghana Police Service, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, and other stakeholders, especially the whistleblower, following the recent baby theft incident at the Mampobi Polyclinic. And you hear the very first part now. Or bought a Ghana Police Service, or bought Babaso, or bought the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, or bought Mosuso Abaso, other stakeholders, especially or more Latifa Sally or more Babaso. Now, our first point, in light of the incidents, the Honorable Minister for Health has directed the Director General of the Ghana Health Service to ensure the immediate enforcement of strict day and night security measures across all health facilities nationwide. Health facility administrators are required to review and strengthen their security protocols without delay. Okay. And that is the very first release of the very first point of the by 81. They are trying to make sure that all hospital administrators and Director General of the Ghana Health Service on making sure say administrators in the hospitals now they beef up their security measures more hospitals. Okay. And only the very first one was it. Furthermore, the minister has reiterated the government's earlier directive requiring all health facilities across the country to ensure the installation of a proper functioning of CCTV surveillance systems. And to na CCTV cameras it couldn't capture most of a year or any other. But there was a proper functioning of CCTV surveillance systems, and also they should make sure that they install some into all the polyclinics, all the hospitals. This is to you from the Ministry of Health. The ministry reassures the general public that the government remains firmly committed to safeguarding patients and ensuring accountability within the health sector. So safeguarding patients and ensuring accountability within the health sector. After the incident, we could see a lot of people were there. Now, pictures, some were roaming, going up and down in a hospital facility. I learned the security man was even attacked. Yes, because then I was even Ghana Police Service, some of the residents were there. There was a video someone tried to slap a police officer. Do you understand? And some of all these things needs to be taken into consideration. The Ministry of Health calls for calm while the investigation is ongoing. This is issued by Public Relations or Ministry of Health. or no and they buy almost buy. So the ministry reassures the general public that the government remains firmly committed to ensuring that the patients will be safeguarded in their hospitals. So this is the release from Ghana
Health Service. Okay. Abusia, international say, and some day there is more a concerning this whole baby theft also a year that Maprobi Polyclinic. So we are still monitoring the issue. Updates be a baby ano. Yeah, the baby ashefo. Now, you're free a year that someone theft case we so not your consent for so there. When nipa baako asabre the war trend day Ghana hanum say on all the social media outlets the EC chairperson Mame Jane Mensah. This woman is trending. Says she serves a living God to the extent class Nanwa da Pastor Jerry Eze Ghana ye program hanum say who say na mami ewo ho say na NSPP di nyame ageno ne ade so to say a whole lot of issues na enya asem ketwa the videos they trending pa but then why is she trending and what is the reason Chris I didn't think that EC chair trending.
Yeah, she's trending because NDC almost setting agenda now almost starting here from institutions chairman and senior to just say to see Romania break set on very setting all the sectors, all institutions, all government institutions now if you want to so move AG or move honum some other sectors reforms so dona change for the down no go through Electoral Commission as also go through special prosecutor so say omo make sure so be every honum the petition some of these things it's been happening abai bia abaswa kwa obetimi afa so say obeji penifobia free honum most through petitions enti omo first petition omo de call on this particular case no EC on any deputies and a special prosecutor so na okaho enti and as I say the newest update according to government communications and the other two just said they couldn't they were not able to establish a prima facie case and no one I mean say the petition is never sana I was see every petition mostly the ana omofa emunsam and two but then they have documents back petition no they call
okay
and those documents I say and someone will grow and answer the premium. It is a month later, and I have to just say, oh, here and easy chairperson, or then the deputies, or more in your case, we are found almost on venue.
Wow.
The second person is also a special prosecutor, and also on no paper and tell we are now a few of so. And see, also almost say, and according to the government of Ghana, almost a year as if we are found more. Special prosecutor and also we hear on our screens are currently way presidency communication on communication on the buyer HM said they couldn't establish any prima facie case against a year sampling for it. So petitions for the removal of the Electoral Commission deputy commissioners and special prosecutor following the receipt of 7 petitions from various individuals and groups for the removal of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and her deputies, and 3 petitions for the removal of the special prosecutor, President John Dramani Mahama, in accordance with Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 15 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017 at 959, referred saying to His Lordship Justice Paul Bafubon, Chief Justice on 25th November 2025, to determine whether petitions disclose a prima facie case. In the some groups and the petitions by Electoral Commission and then the deputies and then the 3 deputies and no petition for and the removal of the special prosecutor and no Equator President John Dramani Mahama also that they were looking at Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 15 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017 Act 959.
Okay.
Second, only a year or more and free honor, especially a year easy on the deputies and the special prosecutor. And also Echo PMO Justice for Buff Money and also honor Chief Justice on 25th November 2025 to determine whether the petitions disclose a prima facie case. It is a several precedents were within 7 working days, I also create a Chief Justice.
Okay.
No, so by a letter dated 26 January 2026, the CJ or the Chief Justice informed His Excellency the President that no prima facie case has been established by the petitions to warrant any further investigations for the removal of the Electoral Commissioner, Deputy Commissioners, and the Special Prosecutor. Felix Ofosu Kwache, Felix Kwache Ofosu, MP, and also the spokesperson to the President, Minister, Government Communications, and all.
Okay, international say it was said there. That means yen Electoral Commissioner Jane Mensah, nobody is taking her out of office.
Yes, so according to President John Dramani Mahama, through a spokesperson, Felix Kwache Ofosu.
Okay.
Omo establishing assembly, omo assembly Electoral Commission and the deputies.
Okay. Okay.
Sounds a special prosecutor. Assembly
okay, but then we know it's a petition no more and they highlighted things they believe say it's here elect the code of conduct or the code of ethics at the Electoral Commission. No. It doesn't mean say nyama mo state no one form honum bia na said.
Yes, you see it's a petition because if they try say they will investigate you. One, they will come to you.
Okay.
When they come to you, you have to be able to also have counter documents. Let me counter what is probably stated in the petition, or the documents it is backing the petition for your removal. You should also have documents. Wait me the general say, and some of them told so
okay.
So probably some of these investigations went on. It will have a release nearby night. There is anyone making the actual investigations. So with immediate effects, they have to halt the investigations. Showing said, these two officers and
so does it mean she will continue with her work till 2028?
So she will continue with her work till 2028. A lot of NDC follow now when communications, communicators, some of them came on TV, they were not even happy. Said in 2024 election. The idea of firm said 2028 on one and a best so so that is what is currently happening.
So the fact that petition will no answer send doesn't mean no other petition can be sent again for her removal. And as a petition there once and for all.
Oh, other petitions can come. Per the NDC communicators they were like they are not done.
Okay.
Do you understand? Same way but still now they will probe into it. And according to them, that means say other petitions will also fall through.
Okay, so that means she's not really in a good standing.
Oh, she can't say she's in a good standing. She can't really say that she's in a good standing.
Okay, ebusian for na say Chief Justice Paul Bafo Bonnie the response are what they buy with regards to petitions amount for be edekoma no and as somebody come president say yankasa ye mame Jane Mensah ye emfi hono no as the Electoral Commissioner because ne juma enso ani no omutirema omaye hwehwemu omatena say oma baby nsem nimu ehun say she has no bia obetimi ejira so akase ye yi no ayede e free her as the Electoral Commissioner. And now the conversation people were having about the fact say Mami Awabe and this for being a free her no more the Munipaba, just like the way Charlotte say was taken out of the equation. No. It looks like and yes sir nebe it be cry maybe it's not right now and I ain't kind of saying.
Yes, basically like I say be na and you're right now, but then and I'm a kind and this for don't any petition there. Because there were some of them, I told you earlier, they were complaining, said 2024, the idea of family, and some of them declare more results, some more MPs near them, or more brave.
Okay.
And she said, Chief Justice, there are other, there are some for me, I could tell you, so I said, they are Kobio, and they are president, so we should offer any or more influence. She said, Nena Ama, because NDC doesn't want to have Jane Mensah chair the next 2028
elections. Okay.
A lot of them, when in Jim was on Bessa who are 2028 election. And you know, and Ama as say my memo needs to say she's not really in safe hands.
Okay. Abusia, Rebecca said it's a jubilation for her though, but yen to me is to say, we are ye no sana kayeno swebe ebeko now. Growing up, no, ye betu a most common name. My friend is a BNI, and there's BNI for Betchy, and there's BNI for Cotebri way, and there's BNI for Cote. Yeah, that's already a fair say it's no longer BNI, it is NIB, National Investigative Bureau. I feel there, and then so the new twist and I say update about HSA. I buy HMR right now, no, they are changing. The NIB, which is the National Investigative Bureau, back to BNI. But this time around, Bureau of National Intelligence. Into on the screens, you know, say government to reintroduce the BNI and the new name Bureau of National Intelligence to prevent confusion with the NIB, which has often been mistaken for a bank. Into over NIB, Ayana and Pempi, no, the bank of Futrimu, National Investment Bank.
Yeah.
Aha. I say obi adwen ne say a bank no NIB bank. But then now you can't NIB mostly we are referring to the National Intelligence Bureau. It is said we say the confusion no about with the NIB no amount for equating it to banks and all that. It will be better if we go back to the BNI. It is say no Bureau of National Intelligence. Don't you think that this renaming thing and the way it brings a whole lot of confusion?
You see, a lot of people are not really happy with some of these things. We have people they are not even happy with this multi-party system. Way back, but then we had this particular one. We all knew BNI. Do you understand? So growing up, we all got to know say BNI. To see a buy almost NIB, no, definitely now it has some kind of conflicting naming with the bank, National Investment Bank. And you go NIB, I just wrote to them who say, oh,
National Investigative Bureau.
And you know, and I say, I'm sorry, name way about now. It is part of their intelligence agencies reform or more year for 2025. And she also mobile agencies, the gene to go now, Eddie Bimo Juma, a command Bimo, Eddie Bimo, so they are command people like they interchange.
Yeah.
And you know, I can bills now more a year and what about parliament. And she's our reform, so this name we change, you know, can reforms now ever.
That means it's going to help them for them to allocate Obiye Juma Amaniye. Okay. Ebusia, so right now we don't have anything like NIB that is a security agency again, but we are going back to the BNI. It's say notice will be BNI and yet to be our former and I say BBC, but then the person is referring to the Bureau of National Investigations. And you know yen take heed in accordance to that. Now, yen free BNI in sense we so there. Be last year ni mu honom e na reho se mebeto dwa se abranti anidi ede na neje ahia o call Latvia mine emuso okosua de a sebe yedi na munu ebre na wofo no ne honsem update abeto dwa abranti America no ne videos about the funeral ne images and go screens no so ocean. It was quite sad that very day to say Abusian for crane to me na yeah the update be bremo na ye chemu said the foreign affairs minister Yera Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa akwa kopie mu ewo Latvia mine mu a waye na dwene se kwan bia so no obepa atentene ne e de ama abufra ne sansenti ya na eba ne chese abufra ne wu a owu ye no na nye ono ani wu na sebe nipa bidumu ensa ehya and a branty extra name kwa. Now, Abusia eka ho and the foreign affairs minister womo akwako piemu ewo Latvia mainu emu. Na womo ekoye no said the niema sifa koye everything no the foreign affairs ministry womo ede a press release ababeto monten so they are highlighting on how their meetup with the Latvia government, ekokosi said there were more foreign affairs minister, ne were more, and right now the way forward womo ebeko akako prepare ye ede ama abrantie no enti ebeje ensem no free press release ni mobile from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs na ya kire mu ede amamu
enti yes said you can Foreign Affairs Minister and in team from the Foreign Affairs Ministry omo ekabo mu ni abusua no ekopie mu eno so omo beko hu celebrate but then omo timi kopie mu the updates I will come copy more Latvia no and I will screens no see a press release from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs about updates on government's action regarding the death of Nana Ej in Latvia and the whole screens no it was Accra 19th February 2026 further to 8th press release of 2nd February 2026 the Ministry of Foreign Affairs wishes to inform that as part of ongoing efforts to seek justice for the late Nana Ej Ashia, the Ghanaian student who lost his life under unusual circumstances while studying in the Republic of Latvia. A delegation led by the Honorable Foreign Minister traveled to Latvia to engage Latvian authorities on the matter. It is worth noting that the family of the deceased Nana Ej's mother and auntie were duly represented in the meetings with the Latvian authority. And now, Nana Ej ni mame any auntie ekopie me Latvia honin.
Okay.
The delegation also included forensic experts, a pathologist, lawyers, an ambassador, and consular officers from the Ghanaian embassy in Berlin. Deliberations were held with the following Latvian authorities: Foreign Minister, Minister for Interior, police chiefs, state prosecutors, and investigators on the matter. And the Omone Sam Penifoi, our near Latvia authorities in Shia, Omone a Foreign Affairs Minister, our also Latvia, Omni Shia, Minister for Interior, and also Omni Shia, and police chiefs, and no IGP in the for, and also Omni Shia, state prosecutors and investigators on the matter. Also, the Latvians indicated that investigations were underway and active, noting that due to the high interest of the Ghanaian government, the investigations are now directly supervised by the Latvian Interior Ministry, with fresh investigators appointed to ensure credible outcomes. The Latvians welcome further submissions of any additional information relevant to the case to assist the investigative process. Consequently, the mother of the deceased, guided by the delegation, submitted a formal statement to the appropriate authorities as part of the official record for investigations. Further to queries raised by the Ghanaian delegation, the Latvian authorities were also notified that the additional submission would be made. The government of Ghana demanded that the final investigative report be made available to Nana Ej's family, to which there was no objection from the Latvian side. The ministry wishes to assure that the government of Ghana remains fully committed to truth, transparency, and justice. We shall therefore maintain regular engagements with the authorities of Latvia and will continue to utilize all appropriate diplomatic and legal avenues to ensure that due process is followed and justice is served. Ghanaian Foreign Ministry officials continue to maintain close contact with the bereaved family and will consistently provide updates to both the family and the general public as is our practice.
Okay.
The new updates about Latvia authorities so much to say use for the investigations. Now making sure that updates be the Ghanaian government almost or and the screens, a very fine boy. And now it's a fine boy say, well, Latvia. Who said people were some kind of racial abuse. That is the main reason why the Ghanaian Foreign Ministry of Foreign Affairs, are trying to seek justice because
so right now that means that they will continue with the investigations and bring back the feedback to the family.
To the family and then the ministry.
But how shall we say, CCIA Foreign Affairs Minister Efri Hoi, so maybe I don't know, they are still there. How genuine is the report going to be? Because
well, it is true. You see, a lot of people were not happy with this update. That is kindly what I can give. People were not happy because they were expecting someone to me out one night if Ghana have Latvia. Some of my investigations are also the thing that they expected. They said, "Hey, Bia, said, why copy more? Yet me at you be, and I say, yes, I can be to see anybody with the investigations."
Okay.
What I say, but said your kind, or any this submission up or say there is more to a branch in the room to never way 1 2 1 2 investigations are more. And he said, no, I'm the coca one. Humanity or but as to say reports in the bay very clear. And if Finchim and the Amagana for and also see a very different thing on its own.
Okay, so this is the update if we Latvia and Semno so Eba. Na Usha, Utimu say, as at this point, you know, acquaintances say, no, we are just waiting for the Latvia government to work and then bring us their feedback on said the Semne bedding. Ebeko Aquacusi. We are just hoping so maybe no cray. Maybe it's just based on a year diplomatic relationship in tea. Maybe they might be real to bring out whoever caused it if there is somebody truly behind the death of the guy.
Yes, you see, sir, the last time I was talking about the fact that Abia, Ghana would want to escalate this issue because Obibaba University now it means the security measures in your university elimu. Do you understand? And no one. And if Ghana wants to escalate, on the other side of a racial abuse and as a racial attack and poor a branch is another pointer that foreign affairs ministry can also stand on and escalate this issue.
Okay.
I don't know. Say the Latvian government.
Okay.
Do you understand? I university no on burden. Do you understand? And considering some of Niama Mabubosu and Niama to pay you Mabubosu. And no actually more a bit me ama a year can say the Latvian government will try to cooperate because they don't want Ghana to escalate the issue. They do have the last part a war a year or more release. So we would like to use this opportunity to urge the public to avoid speculations and conjecture which have the tendency to undermine ongoing investigations. The government of Ghana remain absolutely committed to safeguarding the welfare and rights of all Ghanaians at home and abroad to all media houses. And you are actually more they are ensure said people won't start making false analysis false speculations. You understand? Because prior to even this travel to Latvia, Emma Fobeka said Foreign Affairs Ministry say Abushanin first camera and sign on waiting many of our Latvia. Any agenda released by Ebe counter that particular issue now amount for Eddie Air to jump. And these some of these things were speculations and now M1 Foreign Affairs Ministry your investigations here. And the latter part is telling all Ghanaians and the people who have interest in this particular issue to make sure that they avoid false speculations so that they can continue and do proper work. So basically, the real cause of the death of this very fine gentleman.
Okay. So that is all about a year Abrante and the Edina Neje ahia ya ewo Latvia mine emuno ehun semo abetoja and it say there there've been a progress made by the Foreign Affairs Ministry led by Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa womatimi akọ the pathologists near the akomuko hwehwe ni mehu the real cause of death behind a year no. Now you're free Latvia and then an AJ and some way esodia na a year call NDC amanyukuno akache. Now one thing that we know the NDC and now one of the major policies I name say NDC for a year who campaign pa a 24 hours economy. Now 24 hours economy amount for baby have been questioning that ben a so and na be a 24 hours economy and MPP for crowd their campaign umuchemu say NDC for dada say omo ebe 24 hours a year economy e dey amaye ya mo aba be 1 year ni enu na ye omo major policy ye hu ye ebi kwa kire ma na na dan kokufa do cast obe free education oba ya within 6 months na no roll out but and someone eba na chemu say the 24-hour economy bill no ye mampani his excellency Nana John Dramani Mahama sorry wodenensa ashase asa brede me no ka say 24-hour economy will start rolling out in Ghana na someone ebo baba ye de bebre we sha na say no everything is going to fall in place accordingly with regards to again the 24 hours economy policy no and social screens this is coming from the Jubilee House of Ghana or say President John Dramani Mahama on Thursday assented to the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill 2025 in a brief ceremony before the 13th cabinet meeting. In his remarks after the signing, the president says, "Cabinet colleagues, I just apprehended my signature to give assent to the 24 hours Authority Bill. This bill, which Ghanaians have been waiting for, was one of our flagship strategies for economic transformation." He explains that the process took a while before the government had to ensure due diligence to give legal effect to the policy initiative. Now we must move from strategy to implementation. The business sector is waiting. Ghanaian investors are waiting. Foreign investors are waiting. President Mahama added. They want to see the package of incentives that we can afford so that they can invest more and expand productivity and also create more employment for our young people. And so it's my pleasure to assent to this bill today. The bill establishes the 24-hour Economy Authority to serve as a central coordinating body to implement the policy, aligning public and private sector efforts and addressing infrastructure and regulatory needs. International say mampani akasa ochema ade o mabohu dawura Ghana for bebre aka ho asem e wa atwenye finally they are ready to roll it out. But from what he's saying, I didn't hear anything concerning the government sector also pushing into this 24 hours economy.
Well, I think that there is a video to this. Everyone will hear video number. The bar. The MPP can hear a fire bill.
Appended my signature to give assent to the 24-hour authority bill. This is a bill Ghanaians have been working for. It was one of our flagship strategies for economic transformation. It's taking a while, but we needed to go patiently through the process to give legal effect to it. And so from now, we must move from strategy to implementation. The business sector is waiting, Ghanaian investors are waiting, foreign investors are waiting. They want to see the package of incentives that we afford them so that they can invest more and expand productivity and also create more employment for our young people. And so it's my pleasure to assent to this bill today. Thank you. And let me congratulate the team that has been working on it, our comrade Guzitando and his team. We're very grateful. Thank you very much.
That is the video I call Echo sharing. They say what is happening now.
Yes, so 24-hour economy of the National Democratic Congress, the flagship policy announced on Ghana for CCA. I take it, let me like I said, the very first step, because the time when almost that year when they call Parliament, I don't know MPs need to say honorable Kojo come about team say this is not what they promised Ghanaians. They promised jobs, they promised shifts, and this is what you promised Ghanaians. But what is coming, and I said, what the president has currently assented his signature to it as say is the 24-hour Economic Authority Bill. So this is going to, grants, let's say, another poor am buying set up an authority to say one national youth authority. Do you understand? That is what they are going to set up now. And you almost setting up a new year. So then we'll have people working there who will make sure that the 24-hour economy will be rolled out. So that is what the New Patriotic Party now winning in the said. Now they feel like they are creating an office just to create jobs for the boys. Almost say, foot soldiers are no more. They want to create that office just to employ NDC for
but not necessary to
the other side of it to create jobs for the youth of Ghana and also make take effect. Instead, Oleg Basintale YEA. Sometimes we post jobs, sometimes we companies just to get vacant positions. More mobile apply online and not it is the same way as this authority coming also so they will devise their own ways and means only pay a juma and the youth of Ghanaians. Led by Mr. Busitando, the team. And as I see, the policies are 24-hour economy. Or mobile rolling it out. It's not like a Jumana ban, everybody will get something. It is an authority, it is an office that they are going to create. Now implemented 24-hour economy. This is what the New Patriotic Party they were not happy because they felt the core mandate of the 24-hour economy. That is not how they were promised. Is
it meant to say this is more or less like step one of the process?
This is more like step one of the whole process. People that is going to manage the policy or more NIC accuracy officer they are more.
Wow. I will say international say a year 24-hour economy I can want yes finally company didn't say a bill na say but then the bill is not entirely a bill in many years because say enkofo ko ye adwuma okọ abaye adwuma ma ebe hu morning afternoon and evening there be no it is just a step ahead to accomplishing the real bill in a company kano. They brought the strategy now. It needs to be implemented and then worked with. Baby, this whole 24-hour economy, no, the moon sem ebeko aquacoju. You be the actually na ye di mo manebo abrashe for yenda will be ase. Se munya bre ede eshe ha Pinaxtv.